Alright, so I'm hanging out in the park. I got my bounty of mangoes, and today is day 14 of Mango Island. So basically what an island is you pick a fruit and only eat that fruit for a certain amount of time. I chose mangoes because they're my favorite fruit, and they're in season right now in Thailand, and they're so good. I know it might sound a little extreme to some people, but yeah, until you've tried it, I wouldn't really knock it, because you can't really knock what you haven't tried, right? Definitely wanted to quit this on a number of occasions, and the first time I wanted to quit was around day 4 or 5, and I really just felt like I was eating too much, because I almost feel like I don't have a shutoff valve when it comes to mangoes, or maybe just food in general. Yeah, so I just felt like I was eating way too much. I felt like I was always thirsty, because mangoes have 65 calories per 100 grams compared to watermelon, which only has 30 calories. So the water to sugar ratio in mangoes versus watermelon or cucumbers is way higher in mangoes. So I just felt like I wasn't getting enough water, which is really challenging. And so I just wasn't feeling as good. Didn't feel quite as light. Watermelon, I just feel so light on. I'm so used to eating it. I've been having it every day since I've been in Chiang Mai, pretty much. I'd heard some people talk about getting healing benefits from doing an island, and I recently hurt my shoulder real bad, and I hit my head and basically got really bad whiplash in a race. After 4 days of Banana Island, I started to notice that my shoulder felt significantly better, and I was like, dang, maybe doing an island and just giving yourself one fruit to eat really can free up a lot of the body's energy to heal. Because essentially what you're doing is we spend so much energy digesting food, and even a fruitarian diet, like if you're eating a few fruits during one meal or a few vegetables, that's still harder to digest than a mono meal. And so you have more energy. It's so easy for your body just to recognize one fruit. And so I'm like, oh dang, I feel like I have to do this. And then I basically realized that I wanted to kind of figure out how to eat, and listen to my body, because like I said, I felt like I was eating too much and didn't want to feel like that. And so I really started practicing listening to my body, and just really trying to eat enough, which I definitely got better with. I originally was hoping just to get to 1 week, but I just felt like I was supposed to be doing this Mango Island, so I decided to shoot for 2. I definitely hit a snag around day 9 when I couldn't get ripe enough mangoes. And seriously, I don't know, just with fruit in general, you want to get high quality, but especially when you're doing an island, if they're not good, you're just going to be miserable. It's like eating crunchy rice. It's just, best mango experience I had was actually not until day 12. And I just had these mangoes, and I was literally beside myself, moaning, and I had to lie down for 20 minutes after, because they were that good. I could not believe how good the mangoes were. And part of the reason was because I think my taste buds were so acclimatized to mangoes that they were just picking up everything. Yeah, and I definitely also did want to quit kind of around day 11. The last 3 days have been a real big challenge. I just feel I feel like I'm ready to stop, and I'm really missing high water content fruit and vegetables. And so that's what I've been missing. But I really wanted to finish, because I really believe that when we're close to wanting to quit something, that's when we're closest to learning. And so I really tried to push through the challenging days, and I'm glad I did. And really, I almost feel like doing a 14-day Mango Island was kind of almost like running an ultra marathon, because you love it and you hate it at times. And it's just it's so hard, because you don't have the ability to, like, if you're feeling low or sad, like creating like a nice salad and a nice dressing for yourself is a way to sort of make yourself feel love towards yourself. Prepare something, but it's kind of hard because you can't really do a lot with mangoes. You just slice them and eat them. But then again, when you're feeling good, that's a huge positive, because you're like, oh man, I got so much time, and like you have a lot of energy, and you're just like, oh, I just like eat your meal and you're done. There's so much less decision fatigue when you do an island. And that's something I really also noticed too, that my productivity was really, really good. Let's see, I did all my training, so like Mango Island to me is not a restrictive diet. It'd be a lot harder to get a lot of calories if you were doing mango or watermelon. That would be more of a challenge. Oh yeah, okay, so let's go into quantity. How much was I actually eating a day? My high score on mangoes was 50 mangoes in one day. And yeah, so that was quite a bit. They're probably, but not too huge ones, maybe just like about that size, guys. That size. And then I would say, yeah, about 5 kilos a meal, not flesh weight, like whole weight, seed weight. So I kind of would always buy about 5 kilos per meal. Digestion was super smooth. Bowel movements were super smooth, which I honestly feel like most people, if they did an island, they would probably lose weight. And the reason most people tend to lose weight is because variety is a stimulant that encourages us to overeat. I'll say that again. Variety is a stimulant that encourages us to overeat. And so basically what that means is you eat as many mangoes as you want, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm full. But then you're like, oh, someone offers you a papaya, and you're like, ooh, maybe I could go for papaya. I'm sure we've all been there where we have a huge turkey dinner and, you know, we're stuffed, and then grandma comes along with her famous apple pie, and we're like, dang, I could go for some apple pie. Anybody want ice cream with that? And you're like, ooh, yeah. The other thing, too, that I really had to learn is there's a big difference between appetite and hunger. And so what I mean by that is if you're hungry, you're willing to eat pretty much anything. Because, you know, people will be like, oh, I'm starving. And then you say, oh, hey, I have some romaine lettuce and some heirloom tomatoes. Do you want some of those? And they're like, no, I want pizza. And I'm like, well, you're not really hungry. You just have an appetite for pizza. And so there were times when I was on the island where I'm like, oh, I could probably go for some cucumbers or watermelon right now. But I'm like, wait, my only option is mangoes. Do I want mangoes right now? No, I don't want mangoes right now. I must not be hungry. And to me, I found that very enlightening, just learning to listen, be like, okay, when I feel like I want mangoes, I can have mangoes, and that's when I'm hungry. You know what? I'm getting hungry talking about all this, so let's slice into one of these guys here. And I'll show you what these look like here. Ugh. Woo! Oh, here we go, spin it around. Lovely, look at that. Okay. That's a good mango. I am looking forward to it being over. It definitely has been a challenge. But yeah, I would say at the end of the day, it's a good experience, and I would highly try an island. It's a great way to sort of expedite your raw vegan, fruitarian experience, just because you'll learn so much about what it means to feel good. And I think I'll leave it at that. 14 days of just mangoes. Oh man, honestly, I'm so surprised I was able to do that. That was, wow! Someone asked me about cravings the other day. I was out with friends and someone ordered noodles, and the noodles smelled so good. And then I was cycling getting mangoes, and then I passed the guy making noodles again, and again the noodles smelled so good. And I think what my body was really wanting was something higher in sodium, because eating fruit only for 14 days, it's a lot less sodium when you're not eating vegetables. And especially when you're training every day and you're in the heat every day. I guess I had a craving for salty noodles, and I think, like I said, it was just the sodium. So I think that's the craving, but I know that's not what my body needs. Just ran out of camera space, but we got a bit more left now. The difference between a craving and what your body actually needs, because the amount of sodium in a bowl of soup would put me on the floor and probably give me a headache, and I'd feel terrible. But the amount of sodium in a pound of lettuce, that would probably be good, what I need. But that's it. That's all I want to say. Eat mangoes, they're so good. Hi, this is Kevin Malone.